My name is Chena Smith, and I moved here from Nashville, Tennessee when I got married to my husband, Chris Smith. My parents are refugees from Kurdistan. So their story is, they were fleeing from Saddam, and they had a chance to come to America, so why not come to America when you know that you're gonna get bombed? My parents came here in the 70s, and I wasn't born until 1990, so by then they were pretty Americanized and had a pretty successful restaurant then, and went to public schools, and I had a normal life, a normal Americanized life. I thought parents arguing every day was something pretty normal. It happened out of nowhere. When I was 9, he got a job with the U.S. military being a translator. So he moved back to Iraqi Kurdistan because that's when the whole Iraqi war was happening in the early 2000s. I just knew that he was gonna be back. I thought it was normal. So it took a few years to realize that he wasn't coming back. I really started to resent my father when I turned 18. When I started to realize that some of my friends' fathers that were still in their lives were paying for their college and sending them off to college and buying their cars, and I selfishly hated him because I didn't have him for those things. So I decided to go to a local community college, and so that's when I started to sell weed. My mom always taught me that loans were like horrible, so I didn't even think about the whole student loan thing at all. I just thought that I had to just pay cash for everything. I mean, I really wanted to make my mom proud for overcoming anything that had happened to me, and that happened to her. What she came here for. She came here to give us a better life. I had a friend that knew where to get it, and I was like, I have $300. I have lots of pothead friends. Let me just sell it to them and see where it goes. And I got very deep into it very quickly. I got introduced to people in gangs, and I turned a $300 bag into a $100,000 Pelican case full of it within a few months. I was unstoppable. That's what I thought. So I got off work after I was bartending, and my headlight was out. And so there was an officer behind me, maybe a mile. He turned out of a neighborhood a mile down the road from my mom's house, and he followed me into a school zone. Like, in my mind, I was like, literally, like, I was like, no, I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna bail myself out, and I did, and I'm gonna move on. Of course, through the people that I knew exactly what lawyer to hire. It's a very expensive lawyer. I went and talked to him, and he said, Chena, you're facing 2 years in county. He's like, you've really got yourself in a lot of trouble here. And I remember that's when I really cried, because I knew that I would have to quit school at that point. And then I knew that by quitting school that I would ultimately not make my mom proud. First time I came to Transformation Church, I was with Chris. We were newly engaged for about 2 months. I just moved here. Was a breath of relief for me, seeing the multi-generational and multicultural vision and just the crowd. I loved it. It was very interesting. When I would hear the sermons, I would just start crying. And I almost felt a sense of guilt, but then also a sense of joy, because it felt right. I felt like I knew that I should be here, and that was a good feeling for me. I'm still very new to this, and I'm still trying to figure it out, but having this relationship with Christ gives me so much hope and faith that everything is coming together just the way it's supposed to. So looking back at my life and looking at where it's at now and seeing what Christ has done for me and all the changes that I've made, and it just gives me a lot of hope and for the rest of my life, and in knowing that everything is coming together just the way it's supposed to.